All right, so let's talk about speaking authentically and being authentic. And overall, what I want this video to be, and what my intention is of this video, is to exhibit what speaking authentically can look like, one way of speaking and being authentic looks like. So when I notice that I'm doing this exhibition, I'm sure that you can kind of pick and see when I'm showing up authentic and when I'm not. You can kind of feel it if I'm truly being authentic or not. And I know you can feel it because I can feel it. And the interesting thing is it's not just about my tonality. I'm not makeshifting my tonality. I'm really being honest with where my fear is and where my anxiety is. I'm sensitive enough to be able to feel that. And so it's important to be able to see the flux, the influx of it. Why? Because you can see that there's a higher awareness. It's like when you're catching something early and you can cut it off before it begins. So how grounded are we really when we're speaking to each other? Now, I'll be completely honest with you because this is a video about being authentic. And what being authentic really means is being honest with who we really are and how we're really feeling, how we're actually showing up. And so what I want to be honest with you about is that I'm not a professional at speaking authentically in front of a lot of people. On camera is one thing, but just to be able to show up as I am right now with you in person, it takes a lot of courage for me to show up as who I truly am, who I know myself to be. And you might ask why? Well, those are from my lessons. And it might seem like an easy answer, like, oh, Cody, like, just do it. Just do it. Like, you're awesome. Who's not gonna, like that? Or whatever it is. And, the truth is that I'm just choosing to not do it. It really does boil down to a choice, but also just as equally important is it comes down to how present am I willing to really be with myself. Pretty cool little motorcycle in the background. And so, how often and how often are we really lying to ourselves? How often are we covering something up? How often are we saying something that we actually don't mean? And how often are we saying what we actually mean? Speaking authentically is a lot more than just how it sounds. Being authentic is a lot more than just what it looks like. And so the focus on becoming more authentic and the focus on speaking more authentically is about identifying when we're holding on to, let's say, a need to look good, or a need to sound good, or a need to be accepted, or a need to be liked. All these needs, they create a subconscious, there's a fear underneath those needs, and they're operating at a subconscious level, which means you're not consciously aware that that's what you're doing until, little by little, slowly but surely, we're able to use a tool, get some support, get some higher education, get some teachings that show us how to start making the subconscious conscious. And quite honestly, what that takes is that takes a higher awareness from where you're currently at, and it takes education first and foremost. Education like this. Education like a lot of different teachers and guides and mentors out there, where you're able to see things in a new way. You're able to gain awareness about something in a new way, to where something happens on the inside of you, where something's changing, and you just for a moment, you get something new. As in a transmission or a download. So, how present can you be with yourself? How in tune are you with your breath? And all of these things that I'm listing are behavioral characteristics that come as a result of not practicing those so much as it is placing equal amount of attention on what it is that we're not. Equal amount of attention on what it is that we want to be changing and letting go of. And so that's what I want to bring to your awareness today, is that becoming authentic and speaking authentically, it has to do with identifying what is inauthentic. What is really inauthentic to me? What is speaking inauthentically to me? So, I just want to express some gratitude and accepting myself as I am, and full transparency to you as we do every single day. And yet it takes courage to show up as we actually are. Good and the bad. All of it. So if you'd like some assistance or some new tools or some new education in order to become more of who you truly are and let go of who it is that you've been, and I encourage you to reach out if you feel inspired to. You can go to abundantbelief.com on my website, it's all in the description as always. And I wish you such a wonderful, magical day. And the reason why I say that is because for me, speaking authentically, it's about being sincere. It's just being really sincere. And sometimes if you pay attention really closely, you can tell when you're trying to be sincere. Much love. Take care.